Chapter 16.
I knew I'd find you here.
Maya exclaimed as she burst through the door that Rat was installing. Rat slipped to the side to avoid collision. Remy was right. Rat truly lived up to his name. Not only did he have the characteristics of a twitchy rodent from the alley, but I instinctively knew this was a man who had unsavory skills. Rat watched the blonde beauty as if she was a scrumptious cheese wedge. She charged into the living room like a Category 5 hurricane.
Do you know how many times I tried to call you?
She demanded, not waiting for an answer.
6. I called you 6 times and you never even sent a simple text.
I'm lying low, I explained. In reality, I was ignoring her calls on purpose again. I'm a horrible friend. However, I knew David wouldn't want Maya involved in this. She's been through enough.
Your apartment exploded and you can't even pick up the phone to tell me you're alive?
How did you know? I asked.
It's on the news. I called David to start searching for you. I should have known you'd be hiding here.
Is David looking for me now? I asked, wondering how much he'd told Maya. Obviously nothing. Otherwise she wouldn't be here.
David said he'd follow up on some leads,
she said as she plopped into a chair.
He's been gone all day. He even missed dinner. I should call him and let him know I found you.
Don't bother, I said. He knows where I am.
He knows where you are? Did I just miss him?
By a few hours. Do you want something to drink? Frankie has been a busy little bee making this place into a temporary home. Temporary being the key word. Everything here comes in single servings, including the wine, I said, holding up the empty mini bottle. This is my third, but we have plenty. 4 cases to be exact. Frankie knows a guy who knows a guy. Don't ask. It took 2 bottles just to remind myself I don't really care who supplies it. I'm quite happy drinking it, though.
I'll take a bottle,
she said, stowing her phone into her oversized purse before dropping it on the floor.
I can't believe I missed David.
She puzzled.
When did you say he was here? I wonder why he didn't call and let me know. I was worried sick.
I handed her a bottle and plunked down in my blow-up chair, which seemed to have developed a slow leak. At first I thought it was the alcohol that was making the room tilt, but it turned out the chair was deflating to one side. David and Remy were the ones who told me to stay here? I said.
You mean he knew where you were all this time?
Maya asked with large, disbelieving eyes. I'll tell you everything after Rat leaves, I said, motioning with my head toward Rat, who was currently installing the locks and listening to every word we said. His hands paused slightly at his name.
Why do you call him Rat?
She whispered.
It's because I can get in and out of places undetected,
he said, continuing his work on the lock.
I hear things. I see things. It's rare that anyone finds me.
How do you know Remy? I asked. His hands paused again.
I said it was rare, not impossible. Unfortunately, he sees more than the average person.
He caught you, didn't he? I asked, pleased that I wasn't the only one Remy loomed over like a shadow. Were you trying to break into his place?
Something like that.
He shrugged.
Instead of calling the cops, he offered a working arrangement.
Interesting. Would you be able to help me? I asked.
I thought I was.
He said, pointing to the door. I want to break into an office, I said. Rat quickly checked the hall for people and then closed the door. His small eyes slid to me.
That's how people get caught.
He warned.
Silent and independent is the only way to avoid getting pinched.
She doesn't want to get pinched,
Maya said helpfully.
She wants to break into an office.
He looked at her as though she'd missed a step.
No one likes getting pinched,
Maya explained.
It hurts.
His narrow brows furrowed together. You may want to explain what getting pinched means, I said to Rat, enjoying this conversation immensely. It must be the wine. His brows cleared in understanding.
It's slang for getting arrested.
Her mouth formed a large O.
I don't think I like that slang word. It sounds crude.
Slang is crude. It's fitting since life is crude.
Life is not crude.
she argued.
Life is very beautiful.
Except for the life-threatening times, I said, taking a sip from the wine bottle. Would you care for some wine, Rat?
I don't drink.
He said, testing the lock.
The door works. I kept the same lock so you don't need to remake keys.
Thank you, I said. Will you give me your number? I really do need help getting into an office.
I don't have a phone.
Why not? They're cheap enough that anyone can afford them.
It has nothing to do with money. I'm off the grid. I don't have a phone, a license, credit cards, or anything that can be tracked.
Can a person just hop off the grid if they choose? I asked, wondering if that was a future option.
What grid?
Maya asked.
Are you talking slang again?
I'm sure you hear a lot of slang from David, I said. He probably has a whole arsenal of slang words.
He's different with me.
Maya said shyly.
He protects me from everything, including himself.
Huh. For the first time, I caught an unfiltered glimpse of their relationship. It would be in David's nature to protect Maya to the point of editing his own vocabulary. And even with all his protection, she was continually in danger because of the people around her, including me. I wasn't prepared to go the lengths that David did to protect her, but having her here suddenly made me nervous. It was time for Rat to leave and for Maya to go home. How can I find you? I asked Rat. Rat tossed his tools in a bag.
When will you be ready?
Tomorrow night, I said. He gave a nod.
Be ready at midnight.
Thank you, I said, amazed he was willing to help. He looked up.
Don't thank me. If there is any sign we've been spotted, I will desert you. Like I said, I'm rarely detected, but others haven't been as lucky. Also, if you tell Remy, consider yourself on your own.
I understand. Rat headed out the door.
Midnight, wear black. Bring something to cover your face.
The door closed behind him without the customary click. I crossed the room and slid the bolt in place, relieved that he was gone. Maybe this was a mistake. Maya dug through her purse.
How come my phone always falls to the bottom of my purse and the things I don't need are at the top?
It is a puzzle, I said, taking a sip of wine. You could always get rid of unnecessary items.
Get rid of unnecessary items?
She repeated as if I spoke Greek.
Everything in my purse is necessary, just not right this moment. Where is Frankie?
He should be back soon. He went to pick up a few more things and dinner.
Finally!
She held up her phone in triumph.
Oh, it looks like both Grayson and Caleb called.
Both? Her blue eyes pinned me.
Have you been avoiding them too? Are they calling me to find you?
I'm lying low, I repeated the excuse, dodging her stare.
That's an excuse, and you know it. Is it because you can't decide?
I shook my head. No, it's because I have decided. A smile brightened her face.
Who?
I'm not saying who. At least not until I let the other one know.
When are you going to do that?
Soon. Or never.
Should I text them? They should at least be told you're okay. I was really frightened when I saw the news.
Yes, I'd appreciate it.
How did you decide between Grayson and Caleb?
She asked curiously.
I don't think I could decide between two men I loved.
I didn't decide, not really anyway. When the apartment exploded and the door pinned me, his face was there. I knew right then he was the man I wanted to be with for the rest of my life. It's not that I don't love the other just as much, but it's a different type of love. I can't explain it.
You don't have to. I understand. I'm just happy you were able to decide. But why aren't you with him now instead of sitting here in an empty apartment?
It's not so empty anymore. She nailed me with the look again. Since Rat is gone, I'll tell you. Someone is trying to kill me. I don't know who, and I don't know why. David and Remy are out looking for possible leads right now.
Why didn't he tell me?
David protects you. He doesn't mean to hurt your feelings.
This isn't about my feelings, although they are hurt. It's about you. That explosion did a number on you.
she said, taking in my bruises and broken wrist. Actually, this was the result of a different attack. Amazingly, I walked away from the explosion with minimal damage. However, I am still coughing up black stuff.
2 attacks?
I better explain, I said. Do you want some more wine?
I still have most of my bottle left.
I looked at my empty. Another one wouldn't hurt. They're small, I reasoned.
I have pizza and 2 hot men.
Frankie announced upon his entrance. Grayson and Caleb? Here? I scurried from the chair, toppling it over in my escape. I landed on my hands and knees with a thud. I gasped as pain shot up my broken wrist.
Still as graceful as ever,
Remy said, his lips tugging up at the corners. Oh, it's just you two. I sighed a breath of relief.
I think we should be offended.
David said, stepping around Remy. He froze.
Maya, what are you doing here? You shouldn't be here.
Oh? And where should I be?
She asked in a deceptively sweet tone.
At home.
But I'm not. I'm here with my friend.
She said with the same sweet tone that almost defied argument with its simplicity.
I said I would take care of everything.
He said, gauging his wife.
Or you could have told me the truth. You knew Nadia was here the whole time.
His eyes accusingly shot over to me. She already knew I was staying here, I said, tossing the look back at him. If you had told her the entire story, she wouldn't be here right now.
I thought she'd want to come over and end up hurt.
Well, she did, and she is hurt. His assessing eyes raced over her body.
I'm not physically injured.
Maya's hands fisted on her hips.
You're what hurt me.
David looked confused.
I was only trying to protect you.
Well, now I'm doing the protecting.
What do you mean?
Until Nadia's attacker is behind bars, I'm going to be at her side.
She announced with stubborn determination. That's not necessary, I said. You'd be safer at home.
I'm staying here with you. If David can help you, then so can I.
This is ridiculous.
David said, running agitated fingers along his jaw.
I only wanted to keep you safe.
I'm ridiculous?
I didn't say you were ridiculous.
David backtracked, then realized he didn't want to.
You're coming home with me. Someone tried to kill Nadia twice. If you were with her, you could have been killed. What if they attack again?
Then you better find the killer first, because I'm staying with her.
Veins throbbed in his neck until he visibly forced himself to relax. With a decisive smirk, he asked,
What about your clothes and shoes?
She paused and her hands fell from her hips. David continued smiling, confident that he had won, until she glanced up.
Nadia survives without them. I can survive too.
The whirlpool tub?
I'll survive.
The soft mattress?
I'll make do with an air mattress.
Me?
She hesitated, and then took a steadying breath.
I survived before without you. I'll survive again.